Hi, I'm Jeff McCausland, founder and CEO of Diamond 6 Leadership and Strategy. You know, one thing leaders do is make decisions and try to solve problems. So let me give you perhaps an approach you might think about using when deciding which direction your organization is going to move or perhaps solving a problem. A senior executive of a major corporation once said to me, you know, there are lots of opportunities out there for my corporation. My job is to figure out which one of those are the best as we move ahead. So let me suggest this methodology. And it goes back to a rather famous Korean War fighter pilot by the name of John Boyd. John came up with an approach he called the OODA loop, O-O-D-A. Observe, orient, decide, and act. And John used that particular approach to train fighter pilots after he returned from the Korean War, arguing if they applied that approach in aerial combat, they would be very, very successful. First, observe what's going around in the airspace. Second, orient on the most important thing that's going on. Thirdly, make a decision against that particular problem. Last, act very quickly to deal with that problem. And he said if you do that, you'll have the greatest opportunity to be successful in aerial combat. And John was very, very successful, not only as a pilot, but as an instructor. After he left the Air Force, he took that same concept of the OODA loop and applied it into a number of books and a long series of lectures that he applied and provided to major corporations all around the United States. But he did it in this fashion. O, observe. What is happening in the environment for my particular company? What is staying the same? What is changing? Next, orient. Focus on what the most important things that are going on that affect the environment and things that are happening within the organization as you think about the future. Third, decide. Make a decision on those particular items. And never forget that my time to make a decision is relatively brief, because time is a resource I have to husband, just like I husband resources such as people, money, and capital items. And I'll probably have to make decisions when I haven't got absolutely all the information I would like. That's what makes this leadership tough, but that decision is so important. And then lastly, act. Take action on that particular item or items. And if it is a major change, I have to know as a leader that I'm going to have to focus a lot of my attention on that particularly new effort to monitor it closely, make sure we are making minor adjustments along the way to move on to a greater success for the organization. So as you are solving problems or determining the opportunity or the way ahead for your particular organization, you might think back to the story of a famous fighter pilot, Colonel John Boyd, and the OODA loop.